Good morning, my tarot people. I would like to mourn the loss of Torchy the Torchlighter and introduce White Little Bick to the mix. Now, I've tried to record this video a few times, but it's all come out just bull hockey shit. And I like to think that I don't produce a whole lot of shit, figuratively, not literally. But I guess the main message I'd want to talk about today is that it's okay to get mad. It's okay to be angry. It's okay to express that anger in a healthy way. I tend to store up my emotions for a long time, and it allows me to get a lot of things done without dipping into emotional grounds. But then when it all comes out, it's pretty volatile. So I've been working on releasing more emotions daily, and I think it's important to think about our emotional patterns and reevaluate how they are working for us. Perhaps that is what the message is today. Allowing yourself to feel when you feel things instead of muting them and keeping them bottled up inside. Because nobody likes somebody who holds in. Well, people do, but I mean they don't know how you're feeling. They don't It's okay to tell people how you feel, because most of the time people won't judge you. They will say, hey, oh, I feel that too. I feel like I've got like 3 different points that I'm trying to make in this video, and I've recorded a few different times, and it's just, I think I'm just gonna go with the cards because I can't really, I don't know. I just remember being so calm for a very long time about things that would be happening to me. And my parents would always say I was really well behaved. I was such a well behaved child. You know, I would make fuss. Well, I make a fuss now, that's for sure. I fuss it up. Fuss! But keeping everything inside for so long really hurts me, and and tempering your own emotions will only hurt you more than it will hurt anybody else. I mean, unless in the end your release is like some of these people. And I feel like that is the thing where there's not a lot of proper mental health care in the United States. And, we've disbanded a lot of the hospitals and a lot of the care treatments for people who have severe mental illnesses, and that's why we have people on the streets. Because, nobody wants to take care of them. They're undesirable. But the thing is, we can all get to a point where we could be mentally ill and undesirable. And so, wouldn't you rather have something in place just in case that ever happens? Not only that, but then we're actually helping people and we're treating people for something that their mind is now taking control. We'd like to think that we are in control of most mental illnesses, but some are very strong and they've taken over, and they basically, it's like it's your brain's, it's convincing you basically of certain things because of a chemical imbalance. Alright. But, I mean, our social programs have definitely fallen off by the wayside, and it's very unfortunate because, it's important to take care of people who can't take care of themselves. And by no fault of their own are they to be punished. Like, just because somebody can't take care of themselves doesn't mean that we throw them to the wolves. I mean, it's a very eat or be eaten mentality, and I mean, to a certain point, yes, if your life is in danger and someone else, is behind you, they're going to get eaten. But if we have the resources and we have the power and we have the ability to do things, we should help people who need help. Not because we're trying to, make it easier to be homeless or make it easier to be mentally ill, but we're trying to actually actively go and help those situations. People don't want to be mentally ill. People don't want to be homeless. We don't want to make it easy. We don't want to, it's not going to encourage more people to want to be homeless. It's going to help the people who are homeless have a better existence and less crime, less, street people bothering people who don't want to be bothered, who are, in this mentality that if we help them, it'll be a terrible thing, which is just so silly. It's so backward. It doesn't make any sense. But some people have convinced themselves that makes sense. Just like welfare will make people become lazy. No. It's a pain. It's a pain in the ass to get welfare. It's not, any kind of government assistance program is not easy to jump through their hoops. They don't make it easy. And so, if you have, a couple, hours in the day to get it, figured out and talk to people, sure, you deserve it. You worked hard for that money. But the people that they think that are getting it, who are just going out and, sitting around and not doing anything, they're not getting that money. They're not. Because it actually requires effort to get it. Your love is like a burst of sunshine on a cloudy day. Your smile is imprinted in my heart. Your beauty reflected by the stars. Your essence is the air I breathe. Trust in the healing power of love, for it is only through love that happiness is possible. Observe all that transpires, but don't get emotionally attached. The storm will clear. You can be of assistance to the one you love only if you remain positive. Love overcomes all obstacles. A change in attitude is all it takes to turn things around. Trust in love's power. It will transform you and the ones you love. All will soon clear. Apparently we're headed into a storm here. Well, we are headed into the Triple Harmonics 888 Lionsgate. Interested to see what's happening then. You are who you are because of your history. All of it has helped you grow in love and wisdom. Every experience has blessed you in some way. Embrace the past. Forgive anything that needs forgiving. Your love life will transform when you learn to truly love yourself as you are. You are perfect just the way you are. Accept this and you will be amazed by the changes it brings in your life. It's almost like fall-like weather kind of like today. I mean, I know it's still sunny and we're nowhere near fall just yet. You know, don't freak out on me. But, I can feel it. I can definitely feel it in the air, and it gets me all excited. That's why I'm wearing my doggy sweater. My hello to fall, you know. Tree keeps dripping on my computer, and I'm getting all like verklempt. So verklempt. And if you guys have checked out any of my dance videos and like to see me dance in person, I will be dancing at Contour on the 29th of August with 3 female DJs. Sirens Club. Well, now. Man, these cards have been popping up consistently. There is something. There is definitely something. Okay. We have the 7 of Pentacles, which is all about seeing the fruit on the trees starting to blossom, getting ready for the harvest. It's not there yet, although we do have the 8 of Pentacles, so it seems like we see it, it pops up, and then the harvest is just right there for the taking. But it's work, you know? There's work. We have the King of Pentacles in reverse. Now, the reversed King, he's still very much mind on his money, money on his mind. He can be superficial. He can be stubborn. It can also represent a boss or a financial institution that might be taking advantage of you. Now, we also have the Lover's card here. So, now, I could read it as perhaps he's not taking advantage of you because perhaps this is somebody that you're dealing with who's just a little bit more shallow when it comes to relationships. However, it could also be somebody who is trying to cheat you in a relationship. Somebody who is only interested in half of the game and not the whole thing. We do have the Lover's card in reverse, which it's a pretty powerful card, and the 8 of Pentacles is upright. We have both the Pentacle cards upright. It's funny, we have 3 Pentacles. I just did 4, 3. But I think that there's going to be a lot of work, in a sense, perhaps to get this King turned upright on the King's part. Maybe you're trying to figure out something about your job, that a promotion that you are really hoping for. You're trying to get into a certain program or training session, and it pops up right away, but you have to get in, but you can't quite get in or you have to get in only a certain time because, they're not offering the class at a certain time, and you have a lot of work to do. It's something about where there's a very specific path that's going to be difficult to get, and you're going to have to really challenge to get to where you're trying to be. Now, with this Lover's card, it definitely represents this passionate symbiosis of, it's a perfect match. And in reverse, it only weakens it slightly. So maybe there's just some work that needs to be done. And then for the punctuation mark, we have, we did talk about a storm happening, so maybe there's a storm of work happening, pile of paperwork on your desk, some rules that need to be set in place, guidelines, things to be talked about, things to be agreed upon. Maybe it's emotional, maybe an emotional understanding. Now, we have the Empress in reverse, Prince of Swords upright, and the Page of Swords reversed. So I have a feeling there's definitely this mental energy coming in, and we have the Empress, and she tends to be a very emotional person. It's funny, we were talking about emotions, and she can be overly emotional, and so it's all about being able to dole out the emotions in a certain appropriate manner, and not take on too much of other someone else's emotional or expectations. Um, you know, we can forget our own needs if we jump when someone says jump. And maybe you're trying to get into this program, but you need to devote so many hours to this, and you have still other things that you need and want to do in your life that you can't and you really want this program or this promotion, and you have to be able to say no, but I also need to have this, because we're not just going to play by your rules, we're going to play by both of our rules, so we're mutually benefited from the deal. Because she's all about creation, and she's trying to create things, but she doesn't want to create things under an atmosphere or a pressure that's going to be disadvantageous to her creation. She needs an environment that is warm and nurturing and subtle and filled with green grass and love and things that will help her see her creations to their fruition. Now, the Prince of Swords, we've talked about him. He's da 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 da, here I am blah 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 blah, just very blunt, very in your face, very here I am. It's covered in water. And it's a swift motion. It's very fast. There's lots of action because it's the knights are all about action, riding in. And I think that there will be some negotiations between, sharp, or a temptation to be more sharp-tongued. This page. A temptation to just make a quick succession or a quick assumption or a quick decision on something that needs hard work. It needs to work through the levels of it all to make sure that each party has what they need out of the situation, of what they're offering and what they're receiving. So I think it's going to be a day of it's going to be a good day for negotiation, and you got to get your negotiation hat on and not settle for the first deal that somebody's willing to give you, but explain to them exactly why you need a warm, fertile area for things to grow. And I think that we're done. Oh, 20 minutes. All right, bye.